Okay, then Janelle, we're gonna have y'all come up.
Yeah, Todd, come on up here.
Here you go. Don't be shy.
Thanks, Mayor.
Janelle,
Appreciate
how are
that.
you? Thank you for coming this morning. Yeah,
Good to see you.
good to see you. All right, is everybody good to go here this morning? We want to talk a little bit about the autonomous shuttle project, and thank you for being here to inform the public about the transition to another phase of that project. Wanted to introduce these folks to you so you know to whom you can direct your questions. Todd Ogden from the Downtown Lincoln Association is going to be speaking a little bit this morning from their perspective as one of the project partners. Janelle Walther, I hope I pronounced that right, Janelle, okay, is with the Public Policy Center, sometimes in these remarks to be known as the PPC. Do you refer yourselves as the PPC for short? Do you? Okay. And then, of course, David Young, who is our kind of our project manager for this whole thing, the guy that knows the tech stuff. And so hopefully among us, we can answer all your questions. But we're hoping that all of you have had the opportunity to ride the Navia autonomous shuttle, which, as you know, we leased for a few weeks for testing out at Innovation Campus. And we want you to know that approximately 1,500 riders participated in that test. So now we're calling upon the public again, this time to take an unusual kind of survey. It's a different kind of survey than what we've done before on this particular matter. And our partners at the PPC and a talented team of UNL graduate students have helped develop what we call a virtual service journey survey. Janelle will tell us more about that in just a few minutes. You'll find the virtual ride and survey at shuttle.lincoln.ne.gov. And it will be available only through Saturday, August 4th. So folks need to get out and take it soon. Paper copies will also be available at all Lincoln City Library locations, and the public access computers at the libraries will have a link to the survey to make it easier for the public to participate. After you take the survey, we hope you will share your experiences through social media to raise awareness and to encourage all your family and friends and coworkers in Lincoln to participate in the survey. I think most people are aware that Lincoln was able to test a shuttle because of a $100,000 grant that was received from Bloomberg Philanthropies as part of its Mayor's Challenge. Bloomberg received more than 300 applications for the challenge, and Lincoln was, again, one of 35 champion cities selected to move to the next round of competition. We've had a team working with Bloomberg to further develop the shuttle concept for the final application that's due now in August. In October, 4 cities will receive a $1 million award, and 1 will receive a grand prize of $5 million to implement ideas. To proceed to the next stage, the city must get feedback on from likely shuttle users and other members of the public to develop plans and to demonstrate that we are developing plans for a longer-term shuttle service. We saw a great deal of enthusiasm, excitement, actually an unbelievable level of excitement and support from our stakeholders and the general public during the test rides. And now we're hoping that everybody will take this fun, short survey to help us compete for the award-winning application, for an award-winning application. We believe this is an innovative solution to address downtown traffic, and it's the kind of innovative idea that could work in other cities nationwide. That's why Bloomberg will be interested in it. I want to take a few moments to thank all those who have worked very hard behind the scenes on this project from the beginning, and that includes numerous city staff who have volunteered extra time in all of our different departments to be down helping conduct the rides. And it includes an awful lot of people at the Public Policy Center and organized by the Public Policy Center. And I wanted this morning to specifically recognize apparently 4 graduate students who have been fueling a lot of the research effort from the beginning, and I don't know if, they're obviously not all here today. Let's see if any of them are able to make it this morning.
They're all working.
Pardon me?
They're all researching.
They're all 4 of them?
Yeah, no, I don't think any of them are here today, but.
All right. Anyway, a shout out to Mark Beck and Samantha Brannigan and Judy Sigler and Amanda Kilibet, who've spent a great deal of time on this project and have been influential in how it's been shaped. These 4 worked with our staff to develop and capture feedback also from our test rides. Their hard work is helping us make our idea more competitive and a better fit for Lincoln. So we want to thank our own staff from all the different departments. Never has one person commandeered so many volunteers from a city workforce as David has for this particular one. Everybody's enthusiastic. So if our demo project is successful and additional funding is received, we anticipate 4 to 6 autonomous shuttles could travel along fixed routes in downtown Lincoln as part of a pilot program as early as 2019. And riders would be summering the shuttles using smartphones or kiosks. Huge impact on downtown, and I think I'd like Todd to share a few thoughts with us on that particular matter. Todd?
We do that.
Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor said, us at Downtown Lincoln Association are very excited about this prospect. We're currently working on our next updated downtown master plan. And early on throughout the plan, we see a couple common themes. One of those themes is innovation. Another theme is connection and connecting and expanding downtown. So this really seems to be the perfect fit for moving forward for downtown Lincoln to really put all of those together. I can't think of anything better than having this autonomous shuttle really connect our downtown constituents and helping a lot of things, including parking, retail, vibrancy, housing. It really benefits all sorts of downtown constituents, and that's why we are extremely excited about the shuttle project. We're extremely thankful for the city, the mayor, and his departments for taking this approach and really being innovative. I don't think you'll see too many cities that are willing to take this kind of approach to improve our city and especially improve our downtown, to really help people get around and help people experience what downtown and the city has to offer. So we're extremely excited about this prospect. So we encourage everybody to continue to help push this forward as we continue throughout the grant process to be that top city and fill out the survey. We'll be sending it to all our constituents, and as the mayor said, they have the website on there as well. So again, we encourage everybody to take that, and we'll be pushing this moving forward. And again, extremely thankful and excited for what the city's done for this. Thank you.
Todd, thank you for the great partnership.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, now, in addition to thanking DLA, I want to say a quick thank you to HDR, who has done some of the consulting work on this, to Allo, who continues to be a great partner with the city in so many ways, and Nelnet. The University of Nebraska Innovation Campus, Innovation Studio. A lot of people have dug in to make this a complex response to a grant process, and hopefully will be rewarded. So at this time, let's find out what this survey really looks like, and Janelle, you're going to do that for us, right? Okay.
should I pull it up over here?
Yeah, do you need that?
Oh, great. All right. So I'm really excited to be working on this project, which is on not only the cutting edge of innovative transportation, but is also on some of the cutting edge of survey innovation. So in collaboration with the city and many others, we've designed a virtual service journey that allows people to imagine riding on an autonomous shuttle while providing their feedback through the survey. So the nice thing about the ride, the virtual ride, is that you can take it from your home, so you don't have to wait in line or flag the shuttle outside. One thing to note is that it really is best if you can take it from your computer or laptop as opposed to your phone or mobile device, so you can have the full experience. In order to provide that experience, that is available at the libraries, so you can do that there as well. In particular, you won't want to miss having this full functionality, so you can follow the video. It's a 360 video thanks to Dr. Matthew Waite at UNL. So we'll kind of walk through this just a little bit. And we'll ask you to take it from your computer. And the first thing you'll do is you'll decide on a ride. So we'll ask you, what kind of ride would you like to take? And you can imagine why you might take such an experience. Would you be going out to lunch to dine with your friends, or would you be heading to a meeting downtown? All those are options for you. So you can select, perhaps we'll be heading to a meeting. It's the beginning of our workday. And you can talk about reasons why you might take the shuttle. And then the next thing you'll do is find a stop. So here you're asked to consider how far you might be willing to walk to find a stop to take the autonomous shuttle. Third, you'll be asked how you'd like to flag or find a shuttle. So will you be using the app on your phone, or will you be using a kiosk at the shuttle stop? I will skip ahead so I can show you this great video. We'll ask how much you'd be willing to pay for such an experience. Then we have our great video here, thanks to Dr. Matthew Waite. So you can still take this ride, and you'll get to have the option of really seeing what's happening. And they will talk a little bit about describing your ride along the way, so you can pay attention to that. You can use your mouse to drag and navigate along this shuttle ride to see what it feels like to be in an autonomous vehicle. So after the ride, you can let the city know how you think you might use it, where you might want to get off. And then at the end of the survey, if you continue to move ahead, you'll have the opportunity to complete some additional questions to give us more information about what you might think. So the survey can be done online, as I mentioned, at the libraries on your computer, or you can do it at any of the Lincoln City Library locations if you'd like to do a paper survey. So we hope that everybody, including friends and colleagues, will fill out this survey. At the end, there's a handy link to share it on Facebook, on Twitter, or email it to others. So we encourage you to share it and take this virtual experience. Thank you.
All right. Questions? Andrew?
I had a question. On the survey, it asked about the cost. How important is that? And there's even one that says ride for free. Is there a possibility that there would be an opportunity to let people ride these shuttles for free?
Sure, that's a great question. We provide a range of cost options that might be within the area of expectation. So the cost option to ride for free could be anything you might imagine. So something maybe your employer provides shuttle access to you, that sort of thing. So we like to provide that option as well.
Oh, so it wouldn't be the city offering this ride for free?
That's a great question. I'm not sure I know the answer to that.
I'm not sure, Andrew, that we're far enough along with the whole process to sort through all of that. But we're interested in getting the matter going, and so there will be some experimentation in a number of ways, of course, on this during the next stage.
And one of the goals of this was environment. How does this help the environment?
David, you want to take that? It's an electric vehicle, of course, so that's the big beginning point.
I think with electric vehicles and mass transit, it's really exciting for us. Specifically, being able to move people around downtown without emissions, and be able to move multiple people around downtown without emissions. That's what's really exciting for us about the environment. If we can decrease the number of vehicle trips in downtown in a day by creating a service that is really valuable to the members of the community, that's what will really impact the environment in Lincoln.
And how will you guys use the survey, I guess, to help you? I mean, can you have you come a little bit closer to the mic? So,
They usually don't let me behind the mic. Thank you. What's really valuable about the survey is getting a large number of people's input on the project. It's one thing to invite 1,500 people out and take a ride. We're really interested in a very diverse viewpoint on this service. It would represent a significant expansion of our StarTran system, and we really want to know what people think about that. As part of the Bloomberg process, they advocate getting stakeholder feedback early and often, and before we bring any more shuttles to the city, we really want to know what people think about this process. That's the value of the survey.
currently, how many people take the mass transit in downtown? Any figures on that?
I do not know, but I can get you an answer for that.
And how much do you think that this, might help, I guess, help those numbers? If you had something innovative like this.
That's a great question. I think the challenge we have is not just looking at how much it will help ridership on StarTran, it's also how much it will help in the development of our downtown system as a whole. Right now, we're looking at building possibly 1 or 2 new parking garages in downtown Lincoln. That's prime real estate. And if we could encourage people to use a system like this and create a system that's valuable, could we potentially push those parking garages further out of downtown and develop that property for something else? I think that's what really excites us, is from a community planning level.
And Mayor, what do you envision, coming of all this? If it works out the way you think it will work out, what do you see this in the city of Lincoln maybe 20 years from now?
Well, I think the experience of the country and the world, of course, has been that cities have become congested, and the trick to growth in part is figuring out how to grow without making life uncomfortable or impossible. And part of that solution has to do with how you connect your transportation systems. And what we're trying to do is to learn from the past and to learn what experiences, bad experiences, big cities have had. And we're trying to anticipate the problems here in Lincoln so we can transition in a way that makes the best sense for our citizens. So we have bus transportation, we have automobile transportation. We know we cannot continue to rely solely on automobile transportation. Congestion is just too much when you start getting to an area like your downtown. So we have to think about things like where people live. A lot of people like living in a downtown area. We need to maximize that so that we have proper density for good living conditions downtown. But then at the same time, we need to be sure that people can get around in that space. And so adequate transportation systems within the downtown, and then connecting that transportation system, which would include autonomous shuttles, to the outlying parts of the city, will be a continuing need, of course, and a need that will become more important over time, and which over time may also involve autonomous vehicles. So all of these things need to fit together in a way that makes for a very livable city in all of our parts. And this seems to make sense, to start in the core of the city and work out to make each and every part of our transportation system coherent and connected and run in the most efficient way possible.
And after riding the shuttle, I mean, what were your impressions of how that fit into what you're talking about?
Well, it fits in very well. I mean, it fits in because it can be very efficient, it can be very clean, it can be very connective. It fits in with the university and the students' needs in the downtown area. It works with new technologies, the apps, and anticipates so many aspects that are problematic in using a transportation system in a positive way, that it just seems negligent not to explore all of these possibilities and get them to fit together to make a better world for not only the downtown, but the way the whole city works.
And Lincolnites, Nebraskans like contests, you know, how important is this aspect to this, winning this contest?
Well, the football season is far more important here, you know. Just teasing. And the contest is we are competitive, and we're also practical, I think. And so we're looking for, we need to look for some fiscal balances in this whole business. We need grants in order to help us do this in at a reasonable level. And we probably will need to attract grants beyond the Bloomberg grant. But we can't get to the future unless we do now what we need to do to show people that we can control our future and build in a reasonable way that future, and be an example to other cities in the country as to how they can progress in this particular area. So we think if we get the yes from Bloomberg, we will get the yes from other philanthropies, and we will reach a level of endeavor that is a mix of financing that will be acceptable to our own citizens and will be great for the city in terms of the progressive image that will be projected across the nation if Lincoln pulls this off right.
And can you say what some of the comments were already that people wrote down after they took the ride on the shuttle?
Innovative, exciting.
Okay, you go
Wow.
Can you go up to the
That's the first time he's used free, short verbiage.
Of the 1,500 comments, we will be producing a report that really identifies the common themes for the grant, and we look forward to making that public. Innovative, excited. I'm glad to see my city working on something like this. Really, it was the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. We were interested. We expected a lot of fear in the beginning, but people really embraced that we were doing this and researching this.
Did you get any negative comments?
Yes. The last 3 days the shuttle was operation, the air conditioner was broken. It was hot. Now you could say, you know, that's an issue, so yes.
That was it.
Yes.
Take it that, this project moving forward is not dependent on us winning one of the Bloomberg grants, correct?
There are many other opportunities out there. Actually, when you look at the federal funding that's available, there's almost $400 million in grant opportunities available right now for projects like this. It's just a question of, does our city want to have a project like this?
Have you guys run any numbers on, as a too preliminary, how much, if you had a certain amount of these, you could reduce the amount of parking or the amount of traffic that went downtown?
It's pretty preliminary for us to give you those numbers. We are working on that, though, as part of the project.
Or even how much people, even they're stopping and starting downtown adds to the pollution to, the air quality downtown.
We have run some of those numbers, and I can provide that to you separately. I don't have that off the top of my head.
Okay, good to go? Thank you.
Thank you.
For getting the word out. Appreciate it.
Survey.
We should have stood on each.